See, yesterday given how many ways to write Servlet program? 3 ways. What is the first one? By implementing Servlet interface. Second one, by extending generic Servlet class. Third one, by extending HTTP Servlet class. If we implement Servlet interface, how many methods mandatory to override? 5 methods. If we extend generic Servlet, how many method mandatory? 1 method. If we extend HTTP Servlet, no method mandatory. No method mandatory. Okay. But you can select only do get or only do post or service. Like that you can select. How to select, how to use, I'm going to explain. See, generic Servlet, HTTP Servlet, which is superclass, which is subclass? Generic Servlet is superclass. HTTP Servlet is subclass. Suppose in HTTP Servlet, here, suppose my Servlet, I'll override. HTTP Servlet is superclass, my Servlet is subclass now. Here already 4 methods are there. Do get is there, do post is there, non-lifecycle service method, HTTP Servlet request, HTTP Servlet response, and one more lifecycle service, Servlet request, Servlet response. Now, here, if I override do get, okay. Now, here, get type request came. Is it executed or not? Yes. So, control comes to my Servlet. First, it will search for lifecycle service method in my Servlet. Is there? Then where it will search? HTTP Servlet. Here it is called. What this will do? It calls non-lifecycle service. What this will do? It checks the request type. Which type came? Get. Which method called? Which do get? My Servlet do get. So, like this. Suppose post type request came. Assume post type request came. Then what will happen? Lifecycle service, non-lifecycle service, do post. Then this is not executed. Okay. If you want to handle only get type requests, override do get. If you want to handle only post type requests, override do post. You want to handle both, override service method. Which service? Lifecycle service or non-lifecycle service? Non-lifecycle service. Service method don't override. If you override service method, then no difference between generic Servlet, HTTP Servlet. Okay. And one more task also. If you override do get and do post, both also okay. Do get, do post. Get type comes do get. Post type comes do post. Like that you have to select. Now done. To handle 1 minute. To handle only get type requests, to handle only get type requests, override do get method. To handle get type requests, override do get method. To handle, to handle only get type requests, override do get method. See here, you will override do get. You will override. If get type request comes, it is executed. Post type request comes, not executed. That's what. To handle only get type requests, override do get method. Next. To handle only post type requests, to handle only post type requests, override do post method. To handle both get and post type requests, to handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is same, then override non-lifecycle service method. To handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is same, then override non-lifecycle service method. To handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is same, then override non-lifecycle service method. To handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is different, then override lifecycle service method. Then override both do get and do post methods. To handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is different, then override both do get and do post methods. If you want to handle only get type requests, do get. If you want to handle only post type requests, do post. You want to handle both get and post and task is same, non-lifecycle service. To handle both get and post and task is different, then both do get, do post. So to handle both get and post type requests, and if the task is different, then override both do get and do post methods. I'll explain. First writing is over. Say you want to handle only get type. If request is get type, that is only you want to handle, then do get. But how do we know whether get or post? How do you understand? If you specify method equal to post, then only post. Remaining all get. So previous all programs you have seen get type requests. If get type requests only you want to handle, do get. Post type requests only you want to handle, do post. You want to handle both service, non-lifecycle service. Previous all programs, lifecycle service we used. That is also will handle get and post. And task is different. one, suppose get type task, separate task is there. Post type, one more task is there. Then override both. Year one task, year one task. Same. For example, here, just now, this is yesterday explained. HTTP Servlet. Here, my Servlet. HTTP Servlet inverted in my Servlet. Here, do get, do post, service, HTTP Servlet request, HTTP Servlet response. Another service, Servlet request, Servlet response. Suppose here I'll override only do get. I'll override only do get. Now here get type request came. Now directly give me answer which are the methods called. Get type request came. First what will happen? Life cycle service. Next non-life cycle service. Next which do get? It is called. Okay. Suppose so here get type request came. Then what will happen? Whatever you write in this, it is executed. Okay. Suppose post type request came. Post type request came. Then what will happen? Life cycle service, non-life cycle service, do post. Then this code not executed. Okay. So get type request you want to handle. Post type request you don't want to handle. In that situation, override do get. Okay. Suppose here I'll write do post. Here I'll write do post. Here I'll write do post. Then get type request came. What will happen? Life cycle service, non-life cycle service, do get. Okay. Is it executed? No. Post type request came. Life cycle service, non-life cycle service, which do post? My Servlet do post. Okay. See, if you want to handle only post type request, you don't want to handle get type request, then do post. Like this, you can override. Okay. Suppose here service method, non-life cycle service method. Service, HTTP Servlet request, HTTP Servlet response. Now service, HTTP Servlet request, Servlet response. Get type request came. First what will happen? Life cycle service. Next, which one? My Servlet or HTTP Servlet? It is called and stop it. Because here we didn't write to call do get. In this method they written my service, my Servlet, non-life cycle service called and stop it. So it is handled. Post type request came. Then what will happen? Same. Again, life cycle service, non-life cycle service in my Servlet, and it is called. And for this one also, same code executed. If the task is same, you have to select this one. Suppose I'll override do get also, do post also. Now get type request came. Then life cycle service, non-life cycle service, which do get? My Servlet do get. So first this one called, next this one called, next this one called. Post type request came. Life cycle service, non-life cycle service, do post. So year one task, two different you can write. Get type request, this one. Post type request, this one. Suppose Suppose what I'll do get I'll override, do post I'll override, and non-life cycle service also I'll override. Three methods I'll override. What will happen? Give me answer. Get type request came. Then what will happen? Life cycle service. Next. First life cycle service. Next, non-life cycle service of my Servlet. Next, stopped or do get called? Stopped, because we are not writing to call. So if you, suppose three methods, if you override, get type request came, life cycle service, non-life cycle service, remaining two not called. Post type request came, same. Then writing do get do post is wasted. Okay. Suppose if I override all the methods, one more, this service also I'll override. Life cycle service also I'll override. Then get type request came. What will happen? Which one? Life cycle service. Which one? My Servlet. It is called. And stopped here only. Stopped here only. Then writing HTTP Servlet is wasted. Writing HTTP Servlet is wasted. So no use of do get, no use of do post, no use of non-life cycle service. That's what. Only these combinations okay. Other combination no use. You want to handle only get type requests, override do get. You want to handle only post type requests, override do post. You want to handle both get and post, then override non-life cycle service. You want to handle both and task is different, then override do get and do post. If you override any other combination, no use. Okay. Four methods if you override. Which one called? Life cycle service. Life cycle service already generic Servlet also called. Then remaining all no use. Okay. Suppose if you override except the non-life cycle service, remaining three if you override, then what will happen? Non-life cycle service only called. Nothing but this is equivalent to this one. Writing do get do post wasted. Okay. That's what. These four combinations only you have to select. Suppose you want to handle only get. Now go for do get. You want to handle only post. Go for do post. Both you want to handle same task. Non-life cycle service. Both you want to handle, but task is different. Get type request one task. Post type request one more task. In that situation, do get and do post. Is it clear? Now, our task I'll open. See, 2 days back I given the diagram. That is not completed till. Okay, this one. This is our task. HTML programs completed. Homepage.html completed, login.html completed, registration form.html or reg.html completed. Now, first registration Servlet we have to write. Now, whatever we are typing, say first here reg.html. After getting this one, you will enter first name, you will enter last name, you will enter username, you will enter password, you will click on submit button. Request comes to registration Servlet. Okay. Now, this registration Servlet program we have to write. First, what we have to do? We have to receive. This is we have to receive from HTML. Now, here whatever we are typing, first name, last name, username, and password are called yesterday given request parameter values. Request parameter values. To receive request parameter values, request parameter names required. To get that request parameters, Servlet request interface required. Okay. Servlet request interface contains some methods. With that, we can. Now, Java P Jakarta dot Servlet request. See, in this interface, methods are there. Note on these 4 methods. Note on. Note on. Request parameter name, request parameter value, request parameter name, request parameter values. Here array. more than one value. That program, you have to give the answer. With your answers, I'll write the program. Okay. In that 3 HTML completed, HTML is nothing. 2 solids. The solids program, I'll ask question. You have to give answer. With your answers, I'll write. Now, here, solid request. For getting request parameters, these 4 methods are there. What is the first method name? Get parameter. Second method name? Get parameter names. Third method name? Get parameter values. Fourth method name? Get parameter map. Okay. Now, what are these brackets? Generics. You studied, no? Generic programming. Okay. It is also generics. Okay. It is array. Just array. But here generics. See, here 4 different ways possible to get the data. I'll explain. In this program already completed. This program already completed. Writing is over. Writing these all methods completed. See, here, this reg.html, 4 boxes we written. Input type equal to text, input type equal to password. Like that we written, no? This box name, what I written? F name. This one, this one, this one. That is must match here. If it is not matched, you will get a blank screen. Error will appear in server. In a browser, blank screen appears. So, here, get parameter. Here, F name. In that box, whatever you enter, that will come. Get parameter, L name. In that box, whatever you enter, that will come. Get parameter, U name. In that box, whatever you entered, that is comes. Get parameter, P word. In that box, whatever you entered, that will come. Like this, we can receive. It is one way. Suppose 20 parameters are there. 20 request parameters are there. First name, last name, address, mobile number, mail ID, so many details you asked. So many details. Okay. Then how many lines you have to write this one? 20 lines you have to write. 20 lines. Okay. But instead of that, we'll go for second method. What is enumeration? What is enumeration? What is it? Enum keyword different, enumeration interface different. Enum keyword is for user defined data type. Enum key, it is not enum keyword. It is not enum. Enumeration interface, that is. Which class you studied? Which topic you studied? Collections. It is collection. It is collection. Collections framework. You studied, no? Collections framework classes and interfaces belongs to which package? Java.util package. Utility classes and interfaces, util package. Okay, util package. That util package classes and interfaces divided into how many categories? 2 categories. What are those? Collections framework collections. Next, legacy collections. Legacy collections. Is it collection framework collection or legacy collection? legacy collection. It is old version concept. Legacy. Okay. Legacy collection. Enumeration. What purpose we use? It is used to iterate elements of a collection. One by one we can iterate. Same enumeration related new concept is there. What is it? Iterator. Iterator concept. Enumeration, iterator, similar. Iterator, list iterator, and special iterator, and many are there. Okay. And even enhanced for loop also you can use to iterate. Lambda expression for each method also used. These all you studied in core Java. Don't forget core Java. Lambda expressions also you studied. No? Lambda expression for each consumer interface, functional interface. With that also we can iterate. Okay. So if we use first method, suppose 20 request parameters are there. 20 lines you have to write. 20 lines. But instead of that, if we call get parameter names as a collection, it comes as a collection. 20 names automatically comes. Whatever I given F name, L name, U name, P word, no, those all names comes. Those all names string format comes. Here already they specified generic collection, but they specified string. So all names string format comes. With enumeration interface, we can iterate elements of a collection. Has more elements. Next element. Two methods are there to iterate. Has more elements. Next element. With that one name you can iterate. Again what you can do? You can pass here name. You'll get a value. So if we call this method, you will get it only names. F name, L name, U name, P word as a collection comes. So about 20 fields are there. 20 fields as a one collection enumeration it comes. And with that you can iterate one by one. You can iterate. That name you can pass. You'll get it. With while loop you can write. With while loop you can write. You'll get it data. This is one way. Suppose name one only will be there. Sometimes values will be more. Name one only. Sometimes values will be more. How? For example, not only text box, checkbox, radio buttons will be there. No? Combo box, list box. Suppose hobbies. One list box I'll write. Here list of items you can write. Suppose here many hobbies you can write. It is scroll bar. Okay, it is scroll bar. Now here scroll bar appears. Here hobbies. Suppose playing cricket, watching movies, reading books, like that you'll write some hobbies. Here more than one also we can select. No, more than one also you can select. Suppose 2 items you selected. Then if we call get parameter, only one comes. If we call get parameter values, here array, more than one. So if more than one value is there, say first name you'll type, that is only value. Last name you'll type, that is only value. And here hobbies you are going to select, these only values. But here multiple selection possible. It is list box. It is multiple selection possible. In that situation, get parameter values. Then values comes. Values stored in array. More than one value. So more than one value is there. You have to use third method. But as compared to these all, it is more comfortable. If you call get parameter map, name comes, value comes, all at a time with one method only comes. With one method only. Get parameter map. Whatever you typed, that data comes. Whatever you written in the program, that data also comes. F name, L name, U name, P word, request parameter names comes. Here, first parameter, first one, name. Second one, value. Name and value at a time comes. But that is one-dimensional collection or two-dimensional collection? Two-dimensional collection iterating not easy. Writing program not easy, but very less number of lines you can write. No, 20 fields also, 100 fields also in just 5-6 lines you can write. That is parameter map. You studied in core Java how to iterate two-dimensional collection. Which interface we use it to iterate two-dimensional collection? Map.entry. Map.entry. Almost 40 collections I taught. Collections framework most important in the entire core Java. Collections framework most important in the entire core Java. 40 plus collections I taught. 40 collections almost. In a util package, hundreds are there. But almost 40 I covered because it's the most important topic for interviews. You attend any Java interview, maximum question they'll ask from collections. And if you give answers, they may continue next topic. If you don't give answer, that day total interview collections only. That will be happen. Okay. So you are not giving answer means in that only they'll ask more questions. It will be happen. So collections framework most important topic in the entire core Java. Up to exception handling, after that collections most important. Okay. Here get parameter map. If you call, you will get a names of the parameters, values, both comes, but it is map format comes. Map. How many two-dimensional collections are there? How many? 3. What are those? Hash map, linked hash map, tree map. One more legacy collection also is there. Hash table. 4 collections. Hash map, linked hash map, tree map, hash table. What's the difference? Hash map is main difference. Unordered map. Hash map is unordered map. Linked hash map, ordered map. Insertion order preserved. Tree map, sorted map. Hash table and the remaining hashed map difference. Hash table is synchronized. Hash map is not synchronized. Hash table does not allow null key, not allow null value. Hash map allows one null key and many null values. These are all most important. These only interview questions. So here get parameter map. If you call, you will get a map. If you want randomly, go for hash map. If you want your order, use linked hash map. If you want ascending order, alphabetical order, use tree map. Like that you select. If you want to transfer to a file, use hash table. Synchronized it. No, sorry. If one by one, if you want to iterate. Okay. Then tree hash table you can use. But this map, you can convert into hash map also, linked hash map also, tree map also. These 3 possible. According to your requirement, convert. Okay. Now, these 4 methods to retrieve request parameters from HTML page. So these all methods are to retrieve request parameters. Now done. The above all methods are used to get the request parameters from HTML page. The above all methods are used to get the request parameters from HTML page. The above all methods are used to get the request parameters from HTML page. Now, for receiving request parameters, we have to use these methods. So, if you use get parameter, name you have to pass, value comes. If you call get parameter names, all names comes, one by one iterate, again you pass here, value comes. If more than one value is there, use third method. Instead of these all, you can use this one. Then all will come. Names comes, values comes. But iterating not easy. Iterating not easy. After getting map, you have to convert into either hash map or linked hash map or tree map. After that, again, you have to convert into set. After that, you have to use map.entry to iterate. Get key, get value. You have to separate. Again, you have to use iterator interface. Then code, writing code little bit complicated, but very less number of lines. Now, even 100 fields also, just in 5-6 lines, we can write code. That is, last one is more better. Now, how to iterate two-dimensional collection, you studied in core Java. That is, you can apply. Okay. Here, I taught that is one class, almost 1 hour I explained about that. How to use map.entry, how to iterate two-dimensional collection. Okay. Now, here, our task. First, these 4 we have to receive. After receiving, we have to store in database. These all, if you want to store in database, first connection establishment required. Connection establishment, where we have to write. In the init method you have to write, or service method you have to write, or destroy method you have to write. Where we have to write? Init method. Why init method? If you write in service method, what is the problem? Whenever first request come, then only executed. Connection only one time enough. Okay. But storing data in database many times required. But connection establishment code where we have to write? Init method. That method also we have to override now. Previous programs we didn't override init method. From here onwards, init method required. Connection close. Where we have to write? Destroy method. That is also we can override. Okay. Now this program we'll see now. This program. I'll ask questions. You have to give answer. With your answers, I'll write. Okay. Registration Servlet we are going to write. Registration Servlet we are going to write now. So already 3 HTML programs completed. Homepage.html, login.html, reg.html. 3 HTML programs already completed. This one already completed. These all I'll close. Once again, I'll run this program, whatever you studied yesterday, up to yesterday. See, here, homepage.html. Homepage.html. This is homepage. See, welcome to Naresh Technologies to hyperlinks. Login, registration. Now, if you are a new user, you'll click on registration. Registration hyperlink. Registration form. Your first name, last name, username, password. When you click on submit button, registration Servlet. That Servlet not found. We have to write. See, but control pass it to Servlet. It is reg URL pattern. Now, this program we are going to write now. Okay. I'll change the browser. Now, right click, new Servlet. Pack name, example login, same. You can continue. Class name, registration Servlet. Okay. Year, HTTP Servlet better or generic Servlet better? Why HTTP Servlet better? HTTP Servlet is a subclass of generic Servlet. So you can access HTTP specific services and common services, which are common to all protocols. That services we can access, HTTP specific services we can access. I given yesterday. Generic Servlet, HTTP Servlet differences. That's what. Now present we use HTTP Servlet. From here onwards, HTTP Servlet only we use. Click on next. Here URL pattern already decided. What we written? That one, this one must match. In HTML, reg I given. Form action equal to reg. That one, this one must match. If not matched, again 404 not found error only comes. Okay. /reg. Okay. Next. Here by default do get selected, do post selected, you observe by default. Now which type of request coming? Which type of request coming from HTML page? Post. Then which one we have to override? Do post. So we don't require do get. Now we require do post. Connection establishment purpose, which method required? Init. And connection close purpose, these also select. Select init, select destroy, select do post. Now we are going to handle only post type requests. That's what do post. Init, destroy, do post. After that, click on finish. See here. Here you observe registration Servlet extends HTTP Servlet. Init method, destroy method, do post method. 3 methods overridden. Okay, 3 methods overridden. Now, in these 3 methods, whatever overridden, in these 3 methods, how many methods are life cycle methods? How many? 2. What are those? Init and destroy. These are web container calls. But this is non-life cycle method, no? But how it is going to be called? How it is going to be called? First life cycle service method called. That is not there here. Where it is? HTTP Servlet. That method called. That method calls non-life cycle service. After that, do post. So like that called. Like that it is going to be called. It is non-life cycle service method. Non-life cycle method. Okay. Now, do get not required. Do post only overridden. This is our task. This is our task. First of all, we have to receive these 4 parameters here. For receiving 4 parameters, just now I given methods. Okay. One parameter if you want to receive. First method we have to use. What is the method name? Get parameter. Get parameter. Get parameter method in which interface? Get parameter method in which interface? Servlet request. But here we have HTTP Servlet request. With this, can I call that method? Yes, because HTTP Servlet is a sub interface of Servlet request. you can access. So with this request, you can call that method. What is the return type of that method? String. What we have tried? String S1 equal to request dot get parameter. Parameter name f name. See once again, get parameter method in which interface? Servlet request. But we used request. It is a reference of which interface? Is it valid? How it is valid? HTTP servlet request is a sub-interface of servlet request. Using sub-interface reference, super interface method you can call. Okay. What is f name here? Request parameter name. Whatever be given in HTML page, that one, this one must match. Okay. Here, what it comes here? In that f name box, whatever you typed, that data comes. That is called request parameter value. Request parameter value. Okay. After this, it is first parameter received. Second parameter, what we have write? String s2 equal to request dot get parameter l name. Okay. Next, string s3 equal to request dot get parameter u name. Next, string s4 equal to request dot get parameter p word. Okay. 4 request parameters received. First name received, last name received. See, I written u name there. Here also u name I written, but there u name, here suppose username or user, if you write, error will come in server, but browser blank page comes. Then what is a mistake also you may not understand. That's what you have to take care. In HTML program, whatever you written, those names must match here. Okay. Now, first name received, last name received, username received, password received. This data we have to store in database. For storing in database, first connection establishment required. Connection establishment in which method we have to write? Init method. If I write in do post, what is the problem? If I write in do post, what is the problem? What will happen? Now you can write connection establishment in init method also, destroy method also, do post also. But if I write in a do post, what is the problem? Every request connection established. Every request connection establishment not required. One time establishment enough. That's what we have to write init method. That's what init method. It is how many times called? One time. When it is called? First request. Whenever first request comes, init called. After that, do post called, connection established and data stored. When second request comes, only do post called. Then connection again and again not required. But by mistake, if you write connection establishment in do post also, program successfully compiled, successfully executed, right output comes. But burden to server. Every request connection established. Memory wasted, process wasted, time wasted. Okay. That's what we have tried the code in init method. How to establish the connection? What we have tried? Class dot for name. Now here driver class. What is the driver class? Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. After this, connection con equal to driver manager dot get connection. Connection URL JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at localhost colon 1521 XE. Next system. Next password manager. See, while asking class dot for name this driver URL, 90% people giving answer. But while asking collection, 10% also not given. 10% also not given. Absurd. While asking collections, like a map, while asking map dot entry, at that time all people not given answer, no? But this one majority people giving answer because this is repeatedly coming. This concept every day coming, no, repeatedly. JDBC 1 month almost every day you have seen. That is the reason remembered. That is again and again not came. Forgot. See. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Okay. Here. Driver manager.get connection. This connection established. Now, here what is con? What is reference? Object reference. Object reference. Can I call variable? Yes or no? Yes. Is it instance variable or class variable or local variable? What is this? Local variable. It is local variable. This connection, can I use in do post? Can I use? No. Because local variable scope is limited to method only. You cannot access outside the init method. Not possible. But this is be required in the do post method. Then what we have to do? This connection required in do post method. Connection required in destroy method. Then how to do? What we have to write? Instance variable. I'll remove here. I'll write outside. Here I'll write connection con. Now this is instance variable or class variable or local variable. How many ways to access? What are those? Which class object required? Which class object required? Reg Servlet. It is a member of which class? Reg Servlet. Reg Servlet only required. How it is possible? Connection again, connection. People are giving connection also. So this is connection reference, but it is a member of which class? Reg Servlet object required to call. Reg Servlet object who will create? Who will create? Web container. That object, how to access here? That object, how to access? What is it? This keyword. Is it required to write this? No. Implicitly this. So implicitly this comes. No need to write. So this is connection reference is an instance variable in Reg Servlet class. For calling this connection reference, Reg Servlet object required. That object created by web container. If you want to access, you can use this keyword. This keyword implicitly comes. That's what, no need to write. Okay. Now, this connection, now we can access and do post. Now, this data S1, S2, S3, S4, we have to insert in database. If you want to insert in database, insert query required. Insert query, static query required or dynamic query required or PLSQL program required. Which one? Dynamic SQL query required. For dynamic SQL query, which interface required? Which interface? Prepared statement. What we have to write? Prepared statement. PSTMT equal to connection reference dot prepare statement. We have to write one dynamic SQL query. Okay. Here also implicitly this dot con dot. It is implicitly. No need to write by us. Okay. Here one dynamic query we have to write. Now table name uinfo. Okay. What we have to write? Insert into uinfo values. How many question marks? 4. 4 question marks. We have to fill the data. How to fill the data? What we have to write? pstmt dot set string. First question mark S1. Next pstmt dot set string. Second question mark S2. Next pstmt dot set string. Third question mark S3. pstmt dot set string. Fourth question mark S4. Next, which method you have to call? Execute or execute update or execute query? Execute update. pstmt dot execute update. Okay. Now, this data stored in database, it is completed. This is we have to send as a response to browser. For sending purpose, stream required. Which stream? Byte stream or character stream? Byte stream or character stream? Which one required? Character stream. What is the character stream class name? Print writer. For getting print writer, which method you have to call? Get writer. Get writer method in which interface? Servlet response. Now, what we have to write? Print writer. PW equal to response dot get writer. Print writer. See, get writer method in which interface? Servlet response. But response is a reference of which interface? HTTP servlet response. Can I use? Because HTTP servlet response is a sub interface of servlet response. That's what always subclasses, sub interfaces best. With that you can call. We got a print writer. This is we have to send. You have registered successfully login. pw dot println. You have registered successfully. pw dot println. Hyperlink required login. What we have to write? Anchor tag. href login dot html. Login. Anchor tag. Remaining HTML code we can attach. HTML body bg color text. Remaining whatever you want, you can add. Center. Suppose this is the level 1 heading. Remaining HTML code. Center close. Body close. HTML close. Now, this is completed. Connection close. Where we have tried? Destroyed. Here we have tried. Connection reference dot close. Okay. Now, here we have to import the packages. Connection, prepared statement, print writer. So, one shortcut key. Control Shift O. All imported. But here errors coming, no? Try catch blocks. What is the shortcut key? Alt Shift Z. Here also. Alt Shift Z. Alt Shift Z. Over. Now registration servlet completed. Registration servlet completed. Okay. Now this part completed. But if you want to run this program, first this table required. The table already is there in previous batch. That is, I'll delete. I'll create. Sorry, drop. Now how to create? Create table uinfo. F name. It is not compulsory F name only. You can write whatever you want. Now HTML servlet field names must match, but here not compulsory. You can write F name also, first name also, whatever you want, you can write. It is not mandatory. L name, varchar to 10. U name, varchar to 10. P word, varchar to 10. Table created. Select star from uinfo. Now, this table creation completed, but driver is available in jar file. The jar file you have to attach. How to attach? Right click, build path, configure build path, class path, add external jar. Like this, if you attach, that is only for this application. Otherwise, copy into Tomcat lib folder. Then all application applicable. Okay. In Tomcat server, see, already deployed. I placed it. See, C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10 lib. Here already placed OJDBC. See, if you copy here, it is common to all applications. In Tomcat lib folder, if you copy, then it is common to all applications. Here, this type you can do, or there you can do, anyone. Now I'll run this program. See, right click, run as, run on server, save. See, homepage.html, registration, here, whatever you want, you can enter. First name, last name, username, password. If I click on submit button, see, you have registered successfully. You can check here. See, now you can click login form. You can enter username. You can enter password. If you click submit, error. That program we didn't write. That is also we have to write. Okay. Now registration process completed. Login left. See, homepage.html, registration. You can enter. See, you have registered successfully. Login. Here you can check. One more user also registered. Okay. This program, no done. REG Servlet. Note on this program. Here, just for notes purpose, I'll give exception superclass. But in Eclipse, whatever is come, that is only continue. Like import statements also, int is only better actually. But writing notes, it takes more time. That's what I'm removing. I'm writing star. Notes purpose, you follow like this. But in Eclipse, whatever is generated, that is only continue. Here, instead of writing like this, just make it exception for writing notes. Then it will handle all exceptions. So this is registration Servlet. Still we have to write one more Servlet, login Servlet. So in this program, we used Servlet request also. Servlet request interface we used for calling, for getting parameters, request parameters. In previous programs, only we used Servlet response. In this program, we used Servlet request. You already studied the object creation order by web container. The object creation order by web container. What is the first one? Just 1 day, 2 days gap only you studied, I think. The object creation order by web container. Servlet context. Next. User defined servlet. Next. Servlet config. Next. Servlet request and servlet response. When servlet context created, whenever web application is deployed on server. When user defined servlet object created, whenever first request comes to a servlet. When servlet config created, whenever init method is called. When servlet request and servlet response called created, whenever service method is called. These all remember, don't forget. Servlet context we didn't use. User defined servlet object already used. What purpose used? To call lifecycle methods. To call lifecycle methods. Servlet config we didn't use. Servlet request we use it today for getting request parameters. Servlet response for creating streams we use it. Tomorrow login servlet will explain. After that, servlet config, servlet context also will explain. Okay. We'll see continuation tomorrow.